So we're in the Marintec showroom and we've got some displays set up here, some demonstration data, some sources running. Eli, show us what we've got.
Rightio. We've got a few sources coming in here. We've got Marport, which is your trawl door software for monitoring your trawling. We've got Maxi over here, split into 4 screens with sounder running 3D seafloor chart plotting and a radar.
Auxiliary radar, yep.
Auxiliary. Down here we've got a trawl camera system.
Sure.
Just looking at your
tunnel.
Down your tunnel. And over here we have your main radar,
yep.
Which is the latest Bruno series.
Okay.
So we've got these split a few ways. This one here on this main big screen on the wall is a quad card, so you've got 4 displays. You can adjust the layout of those displays. Pretty simple, just a page up.
So it's one monitor and you've got 4 displays, but we can also display it, and you're just showing us the different modes that you can quickly configure. Yep. by switching down there. You can switch it into
one button, and you can switch that. So if you wanted a different source in your main screen, you'd move up to the top corner. There's an S. Click the S. Move it onto what you want displayed there. Tap it. That's going to display it in the big screen. You can also, in that same corner, make it full screen. And now that you're in full screen, double click, and you have control of that computer. So the beauty of this system is it's not just a display switch, it actually, using one trackball, one keyboard, I can control all of these systems.
So maybe just show us there, Eli, if the cursor's up on your top screen and you want to bring it down to your Marport on the bottom screen there.
Right, so if I exit this one again, go back to the quad view. Now this is set up as a so you can set up a workstation in the profile of your bridge. All I do is move the trackball down, carry on down, give it a flick when it reaches the bottom, just so it's a positive movement, so it knows you definitely want to change. I'm now controlling the Marport computer. I go to the left of the screen, give it a flick. I'm now controlling the Maxi computer.
So the excellent thing here is that if a skipper, for example, wanted to have the information available in his cabin, he could have all those sources, or any sources he wanted, configured to go down there.
Yes, yep. So if he wanted, say, just one big display in his cabin, all it needs is one Cat6 network cable down to the cabin, and he can monitor and control all of the systems from his cabin if he wanted to, or just monitor if he wants just to see what's going on. And the other beauty of this is, on the bridge, you can really clean up your bridge and just moving your mouse through the displays changes your controls. So it's super quick, I'm controlling the quad screen again, so you can see all of that. And if I wanted to go to Maxi quickly, just down and across. And you just watch the cursor move through the screens.
So, just to clarify to people watching, you still have all your independent sources, so yes. Sources being from your radars, your sounders, your echo sounders, yep. Your current meters, your WASP, your Maxi, your C-plot, your Notice, all of that technology, camera systems, whatever you may have on board.
Yep.
We can integrate anything with a video source. We just
yes.
need to know what it is. But then we've got the benefit of being able to in a way, multiplex it, so we yes. can have the option to view something as full screen on a big monitor like that, yep. Or we could have the opportunity to split it down 3 ways, 4 ways, whatever suits.
Yes, yep. So we can, it just means you could have a couple of big screens in front of you and have all the information that you're going to need and easily access it. Like I said, you can make any of these screens full screen pretty easily. If you want, you don't actually have to make them full screen. You can just highlight any of them and double click on it and control that system from
The big screen.
The big screen.
So the benefit here is that with traditional technology, you might have many 19-inch or 24-inch displays. Now we have the option. What we're finding is the feedback from markets, the new builds, customers really enjoy having a massive screen because generally they're focusing on one critical component at a time, and that ability to pull up on a 40 odd or 50 odd inch screen, that information is really great.
Yeah.
So vessels overseas, they've been putting on panels, 2 panels or 4 panels in that 40 to 50 to 60 inch range, and then surrounding it with several smaller, maybe 24-inch display monitors. And that makes for a much better integrated bridge. You don't have many cluttering of monitors around your wheelhouse. Makes for a much more streamlined system.
Yes, yeah, that's it, exactly. So this is really the way forward. On a ship the other day, I went on and counted the number of monitors in the around the captain's chair. There was 19 separate monitors. So the whole time he has to sort of move and scan through and then try and remember where he needs to look for each thing. The beauty of this is a couple of big screens. You have most of your information on the big screens, and like you said, some small screens off to the side for when you need to look at them. But most of the time you're just going to be using your big ones. You can just keep an eye on all of those. Remembering this display here is about a 43 inch. If you had this on a 55 inch display, each box is going to be the same size as, I say, a 24 inch display. So, and it can be right in front of you, very easy to control, easy to configure, easy to adjust. So you can set up salvos. I'll show you the quick keys for the salvos. So over here on this monitor right here, this is what they call the GUI, graphical user interface, and this is where you control your inputs and your outputs, how you want them displayed.
Now that looks complicated, but that's something that you've configured, so we won't show the customer too much because that's what a technician would set up.
Yep.
Eli, you show me what you were showing earlier. So the captain, he wants to go from steaming mode, or you take us through the modes.
Okay, so I've set up just 3 basic modes. The command for it is just a double press of control and then the button of 1, 2, 3 up to 9.
Okay.
So now this is in fishing mode.
Sure.
With this screen layout.
Now we want to
change that. Double tap control. This is in steaming mode. It instantly switches all the screens around so that you can decide for
tailor
various tasks what ones are most important. What you want to be looking at.
Tailored for that application.
Tailored for that application. So this one's your steaming. So you got your Max C on a larger screen. Your radars are on a large display on the quad screen. And the other one is one is set up for captain. Now you got your camera on the large screen. Mark or Max C is large on your quad screen. The
point is that we can tailor it, customize it specifically to suit any fishing application or steaming application, or skipper 1, skipper 2, first mate. So if everybody's got their specific requirements, they can change them. You mentioned earlier you went onto a boat recently and they had 19 monitors.
Yes.
I think that's what's changed now, is that we acknowledge that the skipper needs access to that information, to those 19 sources.
Yes.
However, what we're saying is he doesn't necessarily need access to those 19 sources at the same time.
No.
So this gives them the benefit, or her the benefit, of having the flexibility to customize and maximize the display monitors to suit the application that for the task at hand right here, right now.
Yep, that's exactly it. Yep. Sometimes there's data that you don't need to look at. If you're fishing, you'll have things that you do want right in front of you to watch, and other things you're not interested in at the moment. With steaming, it'll be different. You won't need to look at your trawl rules, but you will need other information. This gives you the ability to just very easily have that information and those displays right in front of you. The other problem on the boat I went on was the complaint was they had 19 monitors, but space-wise, because they had only limited space, they had 19 small monitors and they couldn't see them properly because they were so far away. They couldn't see them properly. So this, again, works there because you can have them right in front of you, big monitors, and all the information that you'll need. And very easy to use, really intuitive system.
So let's talk a little bit about the hardware. We've got a Pacific MS2 box over here. We won't go into detail, but Eli, we've got some backup redundancy. So if our GUI, our software that Eli showed us before, fails, we do have redundant manual switching access. So we, probably won't come to it, but always good to have a backup plan. So this is actually a fairly small switcher. In the Pacific range, I understand you can basically customize it if the supplier comes with. If the client comes with many different sources, we can then tailor a system to suit.
Yes. So this is the MS2, which is the smallest one they do. This gives you 12 inputs, 8 outputs. It's all the inputs and outputs are in cards that are swappable card slots. So you can choose just about any input you can think of: composite, VGA, DVI, HDMI, BNC, the list goes on. So you customize it for your requirements and what inputs, what sources you have. The MS3 is the next step up. It has more card slots, so you can take, you can have more inputs and more outputs. And again, the next step is the MS6, which is again a much bigger system, and some vessels may only have, half a dozen, 8 inputs that they want. Others may have up to 32 inputs. So the ability to customize the system means that it can be used on any vessel with any inputs, as many as as anyone's going to have. And the quality of the gear is very good. Professional level equipment. Used a lot of them. A lot of the equipment they make is in the media, in the big control switching rooms for the media. So
well proven technology.
Well proven, fast, very easy to use,
reliable,
and very reliable. So yeah, very impressed with it so far.
All right, Eli, well that probably wraps it up, unless you've got any further comments.
No, I think that's about all. Yeah.
All right, from Eli and Dave down here at Marintec in New Zealand, Timaru, New Zealand. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch up with you next time.